Welcome to the Proud and Curly Podcast, the podcast all about celebrating naturally curly hair. I'm Ciara, your host and founder, also known as C. Johnson on YouTube and Instagram, and you, my girlfriend, are in the right place. Every Friday, you'll get new insight and curlspiration on how to manage and maintain your natural curls. It doesn't matter if your hair is a wavy 2A type, a kinky 4C texture, or if you're anywhere in between. After the episode, the conversation always continues on the Proud and Curly Instagram page, so be sure to follow us there. Hi guys, thank you all so much for listening to this first episode of the Proud and Curly podcast. Thank you if you're coming from the Proud and Curly Instagram page. It means so much that you're continuing to follow along with the brand as it grows. Also, if you're coming from my Instagram or my YouTube channel, it means so much. And if you're my friends and family, I really appreciate your support. I'm so excited for what's in store with this podcast, and I can't wait to share these amazing stories with you. But if you don't know anything about PNC, let me introduce it all to you. My name is Ciara, and I have a YouTube channel now called C. Johnson, where I've been sharing my hair journey for the past 5 years. About a year ago, I created an interview series called Curl Talk, where I asked a couple of my friends, my sister, and some guys that I know about their hair journey and what impact the decisions they made with their hair made on their life. For example, 2 of my friends and my sister all shaved their hair off, each to different extents, but they talked about their experiences and what people would say about it. So we delved into those kinds of conversations. If you want to see the videos, they are still up on my YouTube channel, C. Johnson. I'll put the link in the show notes. I really love that series so much, and I wanted to continue those conversations, but in a more laid-back environment. And that's pretty much where this whole idea came from. So the podcast will be a mixture of in-depth conversations with natural curlies like yourself, as well as tips, tricks, and different curly hair topics. My mission for this podcast is to share your stories so that people can listen, relate, and learn from them. So one thing I want to clear up is Proud and Curly is not a place where it's like, oh, that's superficial, or like, oh, she's just talking about her hair. Proud and Curly is a place where you can be proud of your hair. It's a positive thing. So even if you aren't proud yet, you can work on that and change it. So when coming up with the name Proud and Curly, I wanted it to be something positive that's empowering to even say, like, I am proud and curly. I don't always feel like my hair is popping, personally. So I think it's important to know that that's okay, and you can learn from other people and just try different things. Being proud and curly, it's not just that we are our hair, it's that we are proud of the way that God made this part of us, and we love this part of us. It's more about self-love and loving yourself, just like you would love your curves or your skin color, We love our curls as well. So it doesn't matter if you're a newbie as far as wearing your hair natural or wearing your curly hair. If you don't really wear it that way, that's fine. If you don't wear it at all, but you're kind of interested in it, girl, boy, this show is for you. And if you are already wearing your hair natural, but you want to learn more, this podcast is for you. And if you already know how to wear your hair naturally the way it is, and you love it and you're proud of it, this is for you. So it's for anyone with curly hair or an appreciation for curly hair, because we're going to be sharing so many different stories, and there's such a wide range of people with curly hair that I think it's going to be really interesting, and this is just like a cool way to bring all those stories together. So the podcast is going to come out every Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The idea is that we will be in your feed when you wake up. So if you want to listen as you get ready for the day, or on your way to work or school, or whenever you're free, we will be there ready for you. So be sure to subscribe on iTunes or wherever you like to listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe. The podcast will be a little bit more long form than the Curl Talk YouTube videos, and I like that because we can really delve in and just get to know each other. These episodes will mostly run from 45 minutes to an hour, kind of like when you talk to someone about hair and start sharing experiences and stuff, and y'all just start talking about hair for a long time. And I would love to get you all involved as well on our Instagram page. So every Friday when the podcast goes up, there will be a related picture on Instagram where you all can give me your input, in the comments. So comment down below. That pretty much covers it. The podcast idea came from my YouTube channel, the Curl Talk interview series. So check that out if you want to learn more. Some of those familiar faces or voices may be heard on this podcast. The mission is to share your stories so that people listen, relate, and learn from them. There's such a wide range, so it's not just for people that are going natural. It could be anybody, any type of hair type, any race, any color. It doesn't matter. If your hair is curly or if your hair became curly later on in your life, I feel like that's really interesting, and I want to share those types of stories on this podcast. So thank you so much for even listening to this first episode. Go ahead and check out the second episode where I'll be sharing my hair journey. I did a natural hair journey video a few years ago, so this will be an updated hair journey of mine in the next episode, which is also up now. And to give you even a little bit more for the launch, the third episode is also up right now with our first guest, Sammy, who shares her story, which involves Barbie brushes, hot combs, and shaving her head. So if you're liking what you're hearing, go ahead and check them out. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and subscribe to the podcast. New episodes will be out every Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when you're up, when you wake up, we'll be there. We'll be there. Just refresh your little feed and we'll be right there. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Proud and Curly podcast. If you like the podcast, please show your support by leaving a rating on the Apple Podcast app. It helps me so much, and it also helps other people find the show. Special thanks to Terrence, Esquire, Huggins for producing the music in this podcast. You can always check out his website, SoundCloud, and follow him on social media at Esquire Music 111. All of his links are in the show notes. If you're looking for more curly content, be sure to follow us on Instagram. But until next Friday, stay proud and curly.